Hey guys, it's Miss Elkins. I wanted to make a quick video for you about simplifying fractions. This is a skill you're going to need desperately this year and on throughout your math career. So just to refresh your memory on how to simplify fractions, you have a numerator, that's your top number, numerator, and a denominator. What you do when you're simplifying fractions is you're looking for the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. The greatest common factor is the biggest number that you can divide evenly into both numbers. So I'm going to start with an easy example, the fraction 14 over 48. I know that those are both even numbers. I know that 2 and 7 are the only numbers that go into 14, but I'm going to make a factor tree for both of them to help me compare them. And I'm going to write out their factors right next to them and see what they have in common. So starting with a factor tree for 14 and 1 for 48, I know that 2 times 7 equals 14. The only other factors of 14 are 1 and 14, so I just leave it as 2 times 7. Now, 48 is a little bit more complicated. I know that's an even number, so it's divisible evenly by 2. That'll be 2 times 24. 24 is still evenly divisible by 2. That'd be 2 times 12. 12 is still evenly divisible by 2. That would be 2 times 6. And finally, 2 times 3. So the prime factors, the factors of 48, are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Notice I'm using dots for multiplication to save space. When I look at their factors, the only thing they have in common is 2. So I will know now that to simplify 14 over 48, I just divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2 to get my lowest form. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 48 divided by 2 is 24. So 14 over 48 only simplifies down to 7/24. Let's do a little bit harder example. Let's do 36 over 52. I'm going to extend my line out here so that I can write their factors beside them as well. So I'll do a factor tree for 36 and a factor tree for 52. They're both even numbers. I know 2 will go into each of them. 36 would be 2 times 18. 18 is still an even number, so 2 will go into it. 9 is not prime, so I keep going. And then all my prime factors of 36 are 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Once you've done that, you will write those over here. 36 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Let's do 52. It's even, so it's divisible easily by 2, or evenly by 2. So that's 2 times 26. 26 is an even number, so that's 2 times 13. 13 is prime, so I'm done here. The factors of 52 are 2 times 2 times 13. Look at what they have in common. They both have 2 2's. That means the greatest common factor of 36 and 52 is 2 times 2, which is 4. To simplify 36 over 52, I divide both the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor of 4. And 36 divided by 4 I know is 9. I'm not sure on 52. How many times does 4 go into 52? 1, that's 4. Oh, it goes in there 13 times. So the simplest form of 36 over 52 is 9/13. All right, let's do a more complicated example, but I'm going to have to erase to make room. So if you're still writing some of this down, go ahead and stop the video until you're finished writing, and then I'll erase this and we'll start on the next example when you come back. All right, so I'm going to give you a very common fraction to simplify, and we're going to do it together. 375 thousandths. 375 thousandths. So I'm going to prime factor them both. I'm going to move down a little bit so I have room. 375 and 1,000. Now, 375 isn't an even number, so that means 2 will not go into it. The next prime number after 2 is 3. The way you can tell if a number is evenly divisible by 3 is you add up the digits in the number. So if I add 3 plus 7 plus 5, I get 15. And 15 is evenly divisible by 3, which means that 375 is also evenly divisible by 3. That's a good trick that I learned a while ago. So 3 will go into 375. I already know 125 times. Now, 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8, so 3 will not go into 8, so it won't go into 125. The next prime number is 5, and I know that 5 times 25 equals 125. And I also know that 5 times 5 equals 25. So the prime factorization for 375 is 3 times 5 times 5 times 5. 3 times 5 times 5 times 5. Now let's do 1,000. This seems tedious, but it is always going to get you the lowest form if you do it. So I know 1,000 is an even number, so I know that 2 times 500 equals 1,000. 500 is an even number. I know that 2 times 250 equals 500. 250 is an even number. I know that 2 times 125 is 250. And right here, I'm going to do the same thing I just did here on 375, as I'm going to get the same answer. Now, the prime factorization of 1,000 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. So I'm going to write that up here. 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 times 5. Look and see what they have in common. There's no 3's and no 2's. So these aren't in common. Oh, they have 5 times 5 times 5 in common. 5 times 5 times 5, I already know, is 125. So if I divide both of these numbers by 125, 375, and 1,000 by 125 by 125, I'll get my simplest form. 375 divided by 125 is 3. 1,000 divided by 125 is 8. The simplest form of 375 thousandths is 3/8. That, my friends, is a benchmark fraction. You just need to start remembering these benchmark fractions so that you don't have to do all this math every time. Just remember, 375 thousandths is 3/8. Hope this helps. Shoot me an email if you're still confused. I will send you some other pre-made videos made by someone else, and maybe that will help you. Just let me know. Let me know what I can do to help you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.